Welcome, students. Have you ever thought about what holds a country as diverse as India together? It's not just a set of rules and laws, but, well, it's a shared dream. Today, we're going to explore that very dream, which is written right in the heart of the Indian Constitution.
So, this is our path for today's lesson. We'll start with this beautiful idea of a constitution being a nation's dream. Then, we'll look closely at the preamble, which is often called the soul of our Constitution. We will break down its powerful words, understand the promises it makes to every citizen, and finally, see how this is not just an old document, but something that is alive and very much a part of our daily lives.
Let's begin with this simple but very powerful thought. A constitution, you see, isn't just a rule book. Think of it as a mirror that reflects the nation's hopes and its dreams. It's a promise a country makes to itself, a vision of the kind of good society it wants to build for its people.
So, where do we find this dream for India written down? Well, it's right there at the very beginning of our Constitution, in a special introduction called the Preamble. You can think of it as the mission statement for our entire country. Now, the Preamble is quite short, but every single word is full of meaning. It's often said that it reads like a poem on democracy because of the beautiful way it lays out the vision for our nation. Let's take a closer look at what it says.
So, the preamble is more than just an introduction. It's considered the soul of the Indian Constitution. But why? Why such a strong word? Because it acts like a guiding light. We can look at any new law or any action by the government and ask, does this match the values in our preamble? It's our ultimate test for what is right for a country.
The preamble is filled with powerful words like sovereign, socialist, justice, and liberty. But they can feel a bit abstract, can't they? What do they actually mean in our everyday lives? Let's break them down one by one and understand them.
The preamble begins with three very simple but incredibly profound words: we, the people. This is not just some fancy phrase. It is the very foundation of our democracy. It tells us exactly where the real power in India comes from.
Now, this is so important to understand. Our Constitution was not a gift from a king or a document left behind by the British. No. It was created by us, the people of India, through our chosen representatives. This means the ultimate authority, the final say, belongs to the citizens of India.
All right, now that we know who holds the power, let's look at the building blocks of our nation, as described in the preamble. There are 5 key words here that act as the 5 pillars of the Indian state, defining the kind of country we want to be. Let's take our time with these 5 pillars. First, we have sovereign. What does this mean? Simply put, it means India is its own boss. We are free to make our own decisions, both inside our country and with other countries. No one can tell us what to do. Second, socialist. This value means that the country's wealth should be shared more fairly, and the government must work to reduce the gap between the rich and the poor. Third, secular. This is a cornerstone of our identity. It means you are free to follow any religion or no religion at all. The government does not have an official religion and must treat all faiths with equal respect. Fourth, democratic. This one I'm sure you know well. It means the power is with the people. We choose our government through elections. And finally, republic. This is a little different from being democratic. It means our head of state, the president, is elected. It is not a position someone inherits like a king or a queen. This ensures that the highest office in the land is open to any citizen.
So we have seen the kind of state India is, but what does this state promise its citizens? The preamble now lays out 4 great objectives, 4 big promises that form the very heart of our Constitution. The first promise is justice. This is all about fairness for everyone. It means nobody can be treated unfairly because of their caste, their religion, or their gender. It also means our government must actively work to reduce social inequalities and support those who are at a disadvantage. The second promise is liberty. You can think of this as the freedom to be yourself. You have the freedom to think what you want, to say what you believe, and to act on your ideas, as long as it does not harm others unreasonable. Third on our list is equality. This is simple but very powerful. Everyone is equal in the eyes of the law. It doesn't matter if you are rich or poor, famous or unknown. The government must also work to make sure that everyone has an equal opportunity to succeed in life. And the final promise is fraternity. This means a sense of brotherhood and sisterhood among all Indians. It is the idea that we are all part of one big family, and we should treat each other with respect and never look down on anyone. This feeling is what keeps our diverse nation united. Let's just pause here for a moment. Can you try to recall those 4 big promises? They are justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Please remember these 4 words. They are the moral compass for our entire nation. Now, you might think of a constitution as something that was written a long time ago and is set in stone. But India's constitution is very different. It's what we call a living document, designed to grow and adapt as our country changes.
Here is a perfect example. Our Constitution came into effect in 1950. But many years later, in 1976, the preamble was changed to add the words socialist and secular. This shows the great wisdom of our Constitution makers. They knew that for the Constitution to stay meaningful, it had to be able to change with the times.
So, the key thing to remember is this. Our Constitution is not a sacred book that can never be touched. It is designed to reflect the wishes and the dreams of the people. Through a process called constitutional amendments, we can make changes to ensure it always stays relevant to our lives.
Now, to understand our own preamble a little bit better, it's often helpful to see how it compares to those of other great democracies. So let's take a quick look at the United States and South Africa. Notice the different focus here. The preamble of South Africa, a country that overcame a painful history, directly talks about healing the injustices of our past. The preamble of the United States talks about forming a more perfect union, accepting that building a nation is a continuous journey. India's preamble is quite unique because its vision is completely forward-looking. It focuses entirely on securing a better future for its citizens.
We've talked about some very big ideas today. But you might be wondering, what does all this mean for me? In my school, with my friends, in my daily life? How did these values come alive in our world?
You see, these values are like the engine of our country. They guide our lawmakers, our judges, and our government. They remind us of our rights, but also our duties to each other. Ultimately, they are a constant inspiration for all of us to build a better, fairer India, one small act of respect and dignity at a time.
So, I will leave you with this final thought. Take these 4 words with you: justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Look for them around you, in your school, in your neighborhood, maybe even in your own family. And then think, how can you, in your own small way, bring these great values to life? That is the real question our Constitution asks of each and every one of us.